Hey everybody, Karen from Ask the Spirit Guides. How are you doing today? Are you hanging in there? I know the energy right now, at least what I'm feeling, is pretty intense. And I wanted to have this conversation today with the Spirit Guides, asking your questions about Biden and Obama, and we have a whole bunch of stuff, whole bunch of different questions that are really interesting that the Spirit Guides are going to answer for us. But I don't want to discount what's going on in the world right now on June 13th and leading in, Lucy's chatting, to this weekend. Okay, so the thing with Iran. Okay, hang on a second. Yeah, she wants to say hi. Hi, everybody. Yes, I know. I know. Let me down. Let me down. Okay, so I didn't want to just go into this conversation because obviously it's entertainment without acknowledging that the energy is pretty dense right now, and the vibration feels a little low and heavy. And so whatever you can do to keep your vibration high over the next couple days, try not to worry too much. I know it's really hard because there's, like I said, the Iran thing's going on. The good news is we have Gavin Newsom. If you haven't seen his press conference, definitely check it out. Just type in Gavin Newsom in the search and watch his press conference from a day or two ago. It was amazing. Totally telling Trump to go kiss his ass, basically, as he should be. And now I got hair all over me. And basically today at noon, which is, boy, about 2 minutes from now when I'm recording, noon central. Sorry, I got to get that hair off of my... Newsom is back in charge of his own state's military, so National Guard. So good for him. That was really good. And Hawk Podcasts, which I listened to this morning, he did give a little, I did post this in the post area of our channel. I would encourage you to watch that and share it with as many people as you can, especially people going to protests. I think the protests are extremely important. I think it's going to take, I've heard it takes about 3.5% of the population needs to show up for Trump to basically get the message that his shit's not going to work, So we do need to show up, but we have to be situationally aware for sure. And it sounds like they're planting, and I don't know where, but they're planting the P-boys, that's funny, to do things. And so to probably make it look like there's rioting going on, so that they can, make this something that it's not. So just be careful. But it's like we still have to do it. We don't have a choice. We still have to do it. So that doesn't mean all of you have to do it. I'm just saying, like, collectively we have to do it, because we don't have a choice. Otherwise it's, our future is not going to be what we want it to be. So, I'm not too concerned about it in the sense that I do trust what our spirit guides have been telling us. And if you've watched over the last couple months, they've been preparing us for this weekend. I feel like it's this weekend. I just did a video yesterday on what this weekend might look like, and it was based on astrology and Trump's birth chart. So, it's going to be interesting. Let's just put it that way. It's already been interesting. So, but let's just keep our, do your best to keep your love and light going. Also in the post area, the second post from yesterday, the second post down, the first post is the Hawk podcast that I shared this morning. The second post down is a meditation, a 2-minute meditation. If we could all be doing that today, tomorrow, Sunday, just 2 minutes. It's 2 minutes. It would be amazing, okay? Because that could really shift the energy and keep things as peaceful as possible, okay? So that would be great. Otherwise, have a good weekend. Have a good weekend. If you participate in the protest, good for you. And have fun. Join in community, join in peace. Know you're doing a great thing. If you are not able to do the protests and they're not part of your calling, meaning you're not getting a clear yes from your guides to be there, then there's other ways you can do it. You can stay in this meditation state for the day and just be peaceful. That would help a lot. So, okay. All right. So let's go on then. I just felt like I couldn't move on to answering these kind of questions without acknowledging what's going on right now. It just didn't feel right. But I did ask my SGs if I should do like a pendulum messages for you today rather than doing the SG, talking about, answering their questions, answering your questions. And they said they'd rather me did the SG sessions. So that's why I'm doing them. And I think it's just maybe because people need to get their mind off of stuff. So, okay. Are you ready? Okay. So this is a variety of questions really about Joe Biden, Barack Obama, George Clooney. And you guys asked these particular questions. Okay. Somebody had asked if George Clooney is going to be president. So that's why it's in there. Okay, so let me do the prayer real quick. I close my aura to all but my higher self, the God consciousness, the lead team collective, which is a combination of all of our spirit teams, and those of the highest and purest light. And I ask Archangel Michael to please protect my channel, your channel, our community, the lead team collective. And so they are all of the highest and purest light. Amen. Okay, hey you guys. How are you today? Cool. Okay. Thank you for being here and supporting us. We really appreciate it. Can we call in the lead team collective, please? Okay, thank you. If you're new here, please, at the end of this, if feel free to continue watching this because it is interesting. But at the end of the video, there'll be a pop-up right here in this corner, and it'll be a start here playlist. So it'll be a good place for you to start. All right, if you're wondering what this is all about. Okay, so you guys, the lead team collective, hello. Hi there. Are you comfortable answering the questions that I have in front of me? Cool. Okay, so just a reminder, you guys, these are questions from the community. I have not written any of these questions, like they're not my personal questions. There's 22 of them. I might add things in between, and we'll see what the answers are. Okay. All right, as always, is that if there's something that's not in our best interest, can you please refrain from answering? Yes. Okay, very good. Okay, question number 1. Was President Biden pressured to drop out of the race? Yes, allegedly and entertainment purposes only. I'll just say that once right at the top here. Okay. Number 2, was Joe Biden following his spirit team's guidance? Great question. When deciding not to run for a second term? Yes. Okay. Did it have anything to do, like, did his spirit team know that he might have some health issues and it would be better for him to? Yes. Okay. Was part of the debate that he went through and that's when we realized, right, that there was something going on. Was that necessary for him to finally decide not to go through with it? Yes. Okay. Did that debate result the way he was at the debate? Was that partly, I'll have to explain it in a minute. I got something in my mind about this. Was that partly orchestrated by his spirit team? Yes. Okay. Was that a result of him not paying attention to his other signs? Yes. Okay. So this was like the final straw, the final way for you to say, it's time, Joe. It's time to step down. Yes. Okay. Was it also purposefully done that way by his team? No. I thought they said at one point it was. Okay. So did his team think he was ready for that debate? Oh, they really did. Okay. And so they said yes. Did he have the flu? Yes. Okay. So he had the flu. And so were they just as surprised as we were about how poorly Joe did at the debate? His team? Oh, really? Okay. I kind of felt like did they set him up to fail? No, they did not. Okay. Okay. I kind of felt like they did. And to be honest, if I recall correctly, I'm not 100% sure. If we go back to like Joe, we might have done like a Joe Biden soul contract video. I could have sworn there they said that his team kind of set him up for that, but maybe I wasn't clear because it might have been the spirit team that set him up for it. And okay, let me just clarify because you might be going, well, that's mean, right? That was what I would be saying if I wasn't about to say what I'm thinking now. So if the spirit team kind of orchestrated his failure of the debate, then was that a result of love? Yes. Was that a show of love by you doing that, by them doing that? Yes. Okay. So it was out of love for Joe. Yes. Was his higher self involved in that? Yes. Okay. Okay. Did Joe even consider a year prior stepping down? Oh, he had. Okay, yes. Does he wish now that he would have stepped down sooner? Yes. Okay. All right. That makes more sense to me. Okay. And so his guides and his higher self were nudging him to step down sooner because he was getting the message to do it. Yes. And did his ego get in the way? Is that what the deal is? Yes, it did. Okay. And it happens to all of us, you guys. It's not like, oh, well, Joe's ego got in the way. That's not a criticism. We have to deal with that, All right. So there you go. I added like 10 more questions to the list. All things I'm curious about. Okay, let's see. Did Barack Obama support Kamala's bid for POTUS? Oh, wow. No. Okay. So if no, did Joe Biden stall stepping down because of that? What? Again, entertainment purposes only. Yes. Okay. Interesting. Did Joe Biden run the clock down so there wouldn't be enough time for a primary? No. Okay, so that wasn't orchestrated on purpose? No. He legit thought he was going to be doing this. Yes. Okay. And again, his team, his higher self got in the way at the debate. Yes. Okay. All right. It's kind of interesting, isn't it? Let me just ask, so bigger picture, the spirit team got in the way of him doing that. So then Kamala ended up running. Did you guys know you could see the future probably? Did you know that the quote unquote event, I don't even know if I don't know what I can say on YouTube. I haven't gotten zinged yet, except for showing one tarot card that had some boobs on it. I didn't know. And that was actually in the spirit circle, by the way. So it wasn't even on the public channel. So anyways, I'll have to be careful of those. So what was I asking? Shoot. Hang on. What was I asking? I'm back. I remember. Okay. So The spirit team saw the future, knew that the event would be perhaps stolen. Okay, so is all of this by design? So we needed this to happen, is that correct? Yes. Did we need this to happen so that structures would be broken down enough? We've talked about this plenty of times, but I like to just keep checking in on it. So our systems, because they really are outdated and not helping anybody anymore, except for the rich, is that correct? Okay. Did we need what's happening now? All the chaos, all the shenanigans. Did we need to, as a collective, see these things happening once and for all, so that, and let them break down so that we can build it back better? Which, is Joe's slogan. Was Joe's slogan. Yes, they're saying. Okay. So when his spirit team, his higher self, got, did not help him basically at the debate, and it took a wrong turn, then they knew that this was an important part of the legacy of Joe, to let Kamala run, to let the election get whatever taken, won unfairly, so that ultimately what's happening right now could be happening. Okay. And is this all by design so we have a brighter future, like brighter than it would have been otherwise? Yes. Okay. All right. Let's see. Did Biden throw Harris under the bus? No. So I don't know in what circumstances we're referring to. That was just a question somebody had. Throw her under the bus in terms of the election? I'm not sure. Then the follow-up question was, if yes, did that affect the outcome? So did Biden throw Harris under the bus? So no. Okay, cool. Would it have made a difference to the outcome if Joe Biden had announced he was a one-term POTUS from the start to give his replacement 4 years to defeat the GOP? Yes. And he might have taken a stronger hand on things, right? Yes. I could have swore he did say it was a one term. Didn't he say that? Or, but he changed his mind. Okay. Joe. All right. So I feel like I had a follow-up. Sorry, I'm a little brain dead today. What the heck? What's going on? What's going on today? So the fact that it would have made a difference if Joe had only been POTUS for 4 years, and that the other, the Democrats could have prepared. Was that meant to happen that way? No. By sole contract? No. Okay. And again, it all leads to, by design, Trump really needed to be in this position, regardless of how he got it, to help break down the old systems that are no longer working. Is that correct? Okay. We just have to always remember the big picture. That's why I keep coming back to that. It's always remember. So we could ask all of these questions, but we are here now because this is what was meant to happen. That's how I feel about it. I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but that's why I keep asking those questions. Okay. Okay. Is Joe Biden as incompetent as some claim? No. Does he have his moments? Yes. Like I'm having right now, right? Sometimes the brain doesn't work all the time. What did you eat? How did you sleep? Are you feeling well? Whatever, I happen to just be cleaning the house today. I didn't have my mindset in this, and so I had to shift gears. So that's making it a little harder for me. think of how many times as president he's had to shift gears, you know? So, yeah. Just put yourself in his shoes, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Is it true that Biden is cognitively impaired? Yes. Okay. Is the impairment to such an extent he could not have been able to perform successfully as the 47th president? No. Okay. So that's been overblown? Yes. What about Trump? Can you say the same thing about Trump? No. Okay, well, let me go back. So is Trump cognitively impaired? Is it true he's cognitively impaired? Yes, allegedly. If yes, is the impairment to an extent he would not be able to perform successfully as the 47th president? Yes. Is that because of his narcissism more than his impairment? No. Oh, okay, that's surprising. Okay, so he is cognitively impaired to a point where he should not be president? Yes. Okay. Was Biden's cancer diagnosis one of the reasons he stepped down? No. Okay. Would President Biden would he have won if he ran for a second term? No. Is that because regardless it would have been stolen? Yes. Okay. So it didn't matter did it matter who ran? If Newsom would have run, would it have mattered? No. If Pete Buttigieg would have run, would it have mattered? No. So whoever ran would have faced the same stuff. Yes. Okay. All right. Would Bernie Sanders have been a good choice for POTUS for the U.S.? Yes. In this last election? No. So earlier, yes, he would have been. Okay. Okay, but here's the thing, then we go back. Yeah, he would have been. But was it meant for Bernie to ever be president? No. Was it in his sole contract? No. And I believe we either did a separate, I'm getting them all mixed up now because we ask a lot of these questions in different sessions. So I can't 100% remember if we did just a Bernie Sanders session. I think we might have, like his sole contract. So if you're wondering, we do have a playlist that's called Ask the Spirit Guides. It's the name of this channel. And so you can just go to the playlist on the channel, and that's where all of these sessions with these kind of questions, all different topics, are in there. Okay. Okay, if I find the Bernie Sanders one, I'll post it at the end of this video. I'll put it right there. All right, let's see. Is the Democratic Party disconnected from what the public wants and needs? Whoa, yes. Yes. Is Bernie more on track with that than the Democratic Party? Yes. Okay. Do the Dems really have a plan to expose Trump? Oh, they do? I mean, I knew, really? Okay. I haven't heard about a plan. I mean, I know Anonymous does. That's an interesting one. We've done a session with Anonymous, about Anonymous, you guys. So is Anonymous working with the Dems? Oh, yes. Okay. Or some Dems. Will this information, whatever the plan is to expose him, will the information help get Trump out of office? Yes. Doesn't it feel like that nothing will get him out of office? I mean, what more does the person have to do? It's really, I just can't, it's the propaganda machine. It's what people are watching, and as long as we have these news sources that they do not actually share half of the things, any of the things that we find out about. They're not even sharing those things. So, until I don't know. I don't know how that's all going to shake out. Okay, will the Dems get unified in an overwhelmingly popular direction in time for the midterms? Oh, yes. Okay, well, that's good. That's good. Will there be a time in the future when many politicians work for the betterment of the citizens of the U.S.? Yes. Yay. Like, will it actually happen in 10 years, the next 10 years? No. Okay, so it's going to take a little bit longer? Yes. Okay. All right. Let's see. Was it Biden's idea to place all the federal judges to block Trump's moves in court? Yes. Awesome. Or was it Kamala's idea? No. Okay. Will progressives ever unite and win an election for POTUS? Oh, yes. Okay, are progressives going to basically combine with Democrats? Yes, to become one party? Yes. Okay. I don't know how that would work, but we'll see. Is sexism a primary reason that Hillary nor Kamala were not voted into POTUS? Sexism? Yes. Was Hillary actually qualified to be POTUS? I'd say definitely. Yes. Was Kamala qualified to be POTUS? Yes. Was Biden's time as president chosen to give Trump the opportunity to accomplish his intended path of exposing the problems with our system? Okay, they're saying no, but let me reread that again. Was Biden's time as president chosen? So the question is chosen by who? To give Trump the opportunity to accomplish his intended path. Okay, so I'm not really sure how to clarify this, of exposing the problems with our system. Well, I guess it's, was all by design, but that wasn't why, yeah, I'm not sure how to clarify that, you guys, sorry. It has to do with my brain, not. So take that question for what it's worth, okay? Is the reality show we are living in just another story on the road to the shift? Yes. Really wide swing on that. If yes, in the big picture, is this just part of the weeds? Yes. Okay, so we're kind of into the weeds, right? Okay, that's why I think I keep coming back to the big picture. Like the structures need to be broken down. I'm telling you, there's one more question. But I just got done watching last night. I just watched the show Titan, which was about that sub that went down and imploded basically. And it was run by that billionaire. Have you guys seen that? Well, it's very eye-opening because that billionaire was not a very nice person. What was this, Rick Scott or something? Allegedly. But according to this documentary, he basically, all the engineers were trying to tell him how unsafe the submarine was, or whatever that thing was. I think I call it a sub, but how unsafe it was. They were testing it and it was like popping, it just was crazy. And when whistleblowers were trying to tell him, like people he had worked with for years, engineers, trying to tell him how unsafe it was, he basically threatened to like destroy their lives. He's like, I'll spend $50,000 to destroy your life. So he was a pompous ass, basically. And he used money to get his way. He was a total brat. Who does this sound like? They even described him as partly narcissist. So I'm wondering if there's some kind of, when you get to be so wealthy. Oh, and he even said that he would buy a congressman, which really pisses me off. Just to hear someone like blatantly say that. He would say he would buy a congressman if some kind of rules, the rules don't apply to him, And I'm wondering if that's a culture thing. It sounds like it's a culture thing. Again, I don't know. I don't know if it's every billionaire Oprah's a billionaire. Does she have these same tendencies? I don't know. I mean, they're awfully privileged, and I think over time they lose the ability to hear no. That's probably my guess. Like psychologically, they lose the ability to hear no. So if you haven't watched that, it's on Netflix. I think it's just called Titan, Titan. So it was interesting. It was real eye-opening to me in terms of like the billionaire personality, how the billionaires act. It's not good. And I'm not saying they all do. I don't know. But it's obviously taking place. And I don't think that most of Congress is working in our best interest. Congress or, the whole thing. I just don't think so, because I think they're all too further down in the weeds, and they're too down in the rabbit hole. I think the rabbit hole is, and hearing that Rick Scott or whatever his name is, the sub guy, hearing him say he would just buy a congressperson. He would just buy him to get what he wanted. It was so flippant the way that they had described that I thought, oh, okay, that's what's going on. Joe Manchin, how convenient. He ran for Democrat, but he blocked everything, Yeah, was he not, again, allegedly, but it's very likely that he was bought. And so how do we trust any of that? How do we trust that entire, well, let's just find out. I'm just curious about Joe Manchin. Was Joe Manchin bought by a billionaire, let's just say? Yes. Entertainment purposes only. Yes. Okay. It was so obvious. I'm like, what is he doing? He was voting against everything. Yeah. So how were they supposed to get anything done? So I just think I think the whole thing is just, not for the will of the people. Let's just put it that way. Again, these are just my opinions. Take it or leave it, just food for thought. Okay, final question. Is George Clooney considering running for president? No. Okay, there was a follow-up. Well, if he were, would he be a good choice? No. Okay. Would he win if he ran? No. Okay. Is Bruce Springsteen considering running for president? No. Would he be a good choice? No. Okay. Would he win? No. Okay. All right. We should do a thing on Bruce, you guys, and find out, how he's feeling. Oh, there's so many things to talk about. Okay. So thank you if you're still here, thank you so much for sticking with me. I feel a little clunky today. I appreciate it that you're just allowing me to have off days. And I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.